everyone, welcome to the Captain Drone YouTube channel. My name is Steve, and in this video we're going to talk about the best digital FPV beginner drone money can buy. So let me begin by saying, as you can imagine, with a YouTube channel called Captain Drone, I get a lot of private emails every day asking me, what is the best FPV drone that I can buy so I can get into the FPV hobby and fly with goggles and have a great time going around the skies, just like I see you doing in your videos. So naturally, I usually come back with the least expensive product one could buy that will get you into the FPV drone hobby, like this one. This is an analog FPV drone and it's perfect for beginners. But normally the response I receive is that the individual has already picked out a drone themselves and they want to know, can I buy that drone and what else do I need? So then I'll say, well, you're going to need some goggles. Here's some goggles here, different types. You're going to need a radio, some sort of controller. You're going to need batteries and a battery charger. And those prices add up. So then I go back to the box I showed them and I say, but everything I just mentioned comes in this one ready-to-fly kit at a very inexpensive price. But they've all watched my review videos on all the ready-to-fly kits that I've shown, and I've shown hundreds of them, and they all come back with exactly the same comment. The video looks terrible. Well, it's analog. Of course it looks terrible. So what I'm getting from most people, since we are the year 2025, coming up to the year 2026, that everybody wants digital. Digital is what you get on your TV, high definition, it's really clear, crisp and clear, and that's what you see in your goggles. So then I say, well, you're going to have to buy a digital FPV drone if you want digital quality. But the only problem is, if you buy a digital FPV drone like this is a little Pavo 20, and it's digital with a DJI 04 camera system and transmission system in it, you still have to buy a radio, FPV goggles, digital, which are very expensive, batteries, and a battery charger. And those costs will run you over $1,000 US. Yes, guaranteed. You won't find anything for less. So because of that, the drone I recommend to every single human who asks me for a digital FPV ready-to-fly kit where everything's included pretty much is the NEO. The NEO is a steal of a deal. I mean, for the price, if I look at my price list, it's $509 US currently, and it will be on sale on Boxing Day and Christmas, so you'll get it for under $500. That is not just the NEO. You get the NEO, you get 3 batteries, the battery charger, you get the digital FPV goggles that you can use with every other digital drone on the planet, and you get the motion controller. And if you're already in the DJI world and you have this remote or you have the remote controller too, well, it's compatible with that as well. So you're all set to fly it with this, or fly it with this. Or if you spend some money and get the FPV remote controller, this is about $200 US, you could fly it with this. Now, unlike every other digital FPV drone on the market, the NEO is not a one-trick pony. In other words, this NEO can be flown by itself. You could stick it in the palm of your hand, no other controller, no goggles, nothing, and it has AI in it. It will track you through a crowd of people and not lose you. You can go biking, you can go hiking, you can go running, you can go on a skateboard, you can go swimming, anything, it will track you. Not only that, you can fly it with your cell phone. So if all you have is this on vacation, you've stuck this in your pocket, you pull it out, you go fly, and you actually want to see what the camera sees while you're flying, you can use your cell phone. You can also use your cell phone to talk into your cell phone and record video. The NEO has its own onboard memory, so you don't have to put a micro SD card in it, and the camera up front actually can move straight, a little bit up and a little bit down, and you can control that. So if you just want it to hover and move the camera around, you can. You can't do that with an FPV drone. The NEO also has sensors on the bottom, GPS inside, altitude hold, barometer, everything. So if you want to fly it like a DJI Mini or a DJI Mavic, you can do that and they will fly exactly the same. And having that GPS inside means you're never going to lose this, because when the battery gets low, it's going to return back to you automatically. And speaking of the battery, for the size and being under 250 grams, this has the longest flight time of any drone in its category. So if you buy something like this, the Pavo 20, about the same size, this will not fly as long as this. Now, for me personally, the NEO is a fun drone to fly low to the ground and go in and out of things and around things because of the fact that it has these prop guards on it. If you want to fly it indoors, you can fly it indoors and you shouldn't have any worries. I fly it outside around people very close to them because the props aren't going to chew up the humans I fly around. And if I bang into somebody, I've already banged into people, and you're going to see it in this video, I banged into somebody. Well, it's perfectly fine. So anyways, here's a short clip of me flying FPV at my local field using the NEO. Here we go. Beautiful day to fly the NEO out at my flying field. Here we go. We have Joe over here. Go around him. Who do we have over here? We have Jacques. See how close I can get to people? That's because the NEO is pretty darn cool. And if I go this way, who do I have over here? This would be Ron. Hey Ron. We'll come back to us over here. Do a little nice slow spin and then come on back. You see, this is why I like the NEO, because it's got the prop guards. It's very light and it can smash into things and not cause any damage. That's what it is in theory. But the other thing is it doesn't really annoy anyone, although the sound is rather annoying. Everybody wave! There we go. All right, now we're gonna go just over their heads. And come on back this way. All right, so this is pretty cool with the NEO, and now you see why I love it. And there's Ron looking for his plane. Let's see if I can chase his plane. I'm going up. Does it have the speed and power to catch up to a plane? I'll dive down at it. Whoa, look at that right behind it. So the NEO is pretty cool. Look at that, you could chase planes with it. It's got enough power and speed. There's Joe. Joe looks like he wants me to crash into him. Coming down on an angle through Joe's legs. Can we do it? Lower, lower, lower. Joe, you okay? Sorry about that. So Joe wasn't really too injured. He was okay. I kind of flew it kind of high, so he had to jump up so I didn't hit his private areas, but I think we made it through quite well, but he was just a little bit scarred. Now, if everything I'm telling you about the NEO sounds new, if you look on your screen right now, that's my full review of the NEO that I did 1 year ago, and if you want to see me flying the NEO with FPV goggles a year ago, watch this review. But I have to warn you, when DJI made the NEO FPV a year ago, it was not very good. But I will tell you, today, the NEO is a much better FPV drone. Matter of fact, it's so good that I recommend it for first-time FPV pilots. You're going to get a very good experience with this baby. Does it fly different than a real FPV drone? Yes, it does. I find it's a bit more tame, but you can still flick it around the skies, and I have no worries flying this. And the range, it has no antennas. You notice how most drones have antennas? It has no antennas, so the range is good as long as you have line of sight. But if I flew this behind a building or a bunch of trees, it would lose signal and then come back to me. And if I flew this behind trees or buildings, it would just keep on flying. So then, do I consider the NEO to be perfect? I consider it to be perfect for FPV beginners due to the price in which you get in the kit. However, are there issues for professional FPV pilots? Yes, there are. There's the range issue, as I mentioned. And there's one other issue that most of us forget about, because a lot of FPV drone pilots, we fly low to the ground. But if you fly this high, there is an issue. Let me show you. All right, so goggles are on. Let me see how many satellites I have. 1 satellite, that's not good. 3 satellites, 6, there we go, that's much better. Motors start, I can barely hear them, and let's go. We're gonna miss everything as we fly, and you see why I love this little drone for FPV. It's extremely fast and it's extremely nimble. You can see when you fly this around your neighborhood, it's under 250 grams, which is really good. It flies for much longer than most drones in its category with a similar battery size. So that's pretty darn decent. Let's come on down the street here. And the neat thing on this little NEO is there are no exterior antennas like you would get on most FPV drones. However, it does have a pretty good range, even in congested transmission area like I'm in right now. Oh, it just went into normal mode. It says, I am too high. So it's in normal mode right now. That is something I did not expect. Okay, let's bring it back. All right, time out, time out, time out. Let's check out what the issue is with the altitude. Why does it only go so high and then stops? So let me check this out. So I've got the NEO here with me out in the field, and I'm just gonna plop it down on my little takeoff landing pad. So I'm gonna connect this remote to it, and this here will allow me to connect my cell phone to the remote, and I'll have some more information. So let's just go to the height settings right here. We have it right there. Max altitude, 120 meters. It doesn't let me set it to anything higher. Max distance, no limit. So let's fly FPV. I'm gonna fly this straight up and I'm gonna see if it conks out at 120 meters. Motor starting, manual mode. So here we go. Just gonna fly over this field and I am gonna go up and fly higher and higher. So if you look at my goggles, I'm gonna take it slow, 37. I'm gonna bring it up really fast to 100. I'm in manual mode. Let's get up to 100 And there we are. 100 meters. Let's crank it past 120. Whoa, that's it. No M mode UAV, too high. All right, so you're back to me. So let me say once again, currently, as of today, the making of this video, this costs $509 US to get this, to get the motion controller, to get 3 batteries and a battery charger, and to get the goggles. It's everything you need to start flying FPV. If you want to spend an extra $200 like I did, get yourself the FPV Remote 3 and then just lower the left joystick and you can fly true manual flying FPV, just like the real pros do. You can do it. And finally, there is no digital FPV drone on the market for the $500 range that does everything the NEO does, because the NEO just doesn't do FPV. It does all those other things I mentioned. It's an intelligent drone with AI, as well as so many other features. And it's a vacation drone. You just need to take this by itself on vacation and it does all the flying for you because it has AI in it and it's quite intelligent. So I'm going to put links to the NEO below. It's currently about $509 US for the ready to fly kit. But if you wait closer to Black Friday, I probably said Boxing Day earlier. If you wait closer to Black Friday, it will be on sale. It will be on sale, I guarantee it, and at Christmas time it'll be the same sale. So you'll get it for less than $500 US for the Ready to Fly kit. So with all that said, if you have questions on this baby, post them below or go watch my other videos. I'll put links to them below and you can go check it out. These yellow props I have on there are the MASTER AIRSCREW props. They make it a little less noisy and loud and annoying and a little bit more fun when you're flying true manual mode, FPV acro mode. So with all that said, I'm going to end the video here. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you still have questions, post your questions below and I will catch you in a future video with many more cool product reviews. Until then, bye!